in Craft 3.2.6, Craft is adopting Apple's Liquid Glass, improving tasks, improving tags, also adopting a little bit more about Apple Intelligence. I'm Numeric Citizen, and let's get started. Apple this summer released Apple Liquid Glass, which is a new visual language that covers all their operating systems. So iOS 26, iPadOS 26, macOS, Tahoe is adopting this new visual language. Some will think that it's kind of a reboot of their user interface like we had in 2013 with iOS 7. But I would say that it's a different take this time, and it's a very controversial release. Either you like it or you hate it. I'm not going to review Liquid Glass itself because it's not the purpose of this video, but suffice to say that I did create a website this summer documenting all the issues that are related to Liquid Glass and the way the user interface is kind of becoming less readable, and there are some usability issues that I've documented using Craft itself to create this website where Apple's Liquid Glass crashes the user experience. I'm going to share the link to this document in the video description. But the thing is that Craft adopting Liquid Glass is probably the best case of this. I think they did a great job to support this new visual language. And I think there's I think Craft was meant to be liquefied, if I can say, because I think it's probably the version that we are seeing now of Craft since 2021. I think it's the best design that we've got since the beginning. And one of the reasons for that, if you remember, before Liquid Glass, the way the main window was structured, it was pretty much flat, where it was hard to distinguish the left sidebar from the content. Now it's very clear. There's this space here, which is the actual content of the document, and the outside portion of this is Craft own elements, which is the left sidebar, and here the tabs that you can see here, which correspond to the open document, or you can go to the home view if you want. And so I think with this little shadow that we see here, which is this type of left sidebar, is new with Liquid Glass, and I think the way they implemented it for Craft, it's a very good take. And also you can see that there is a lot of round corners with all the documents that you can select here. If I go to the document I was showing here, if you go and see the menu as is more round and transparent, if there is some readability issue or this type of underneath content under the menu itself, I don't think it's a Craft fault. It's more of the new visual language now that we've got, and so this is, I think, overall that's the best we can get with Liquid Glass. Trust me. And if you look at this here, the menu is disabled because I don't have any elements selected, but if I click on the block and then I go there, then you'll see it's much cleaner. But yeah, this is really a nice implementation, and I hope that people are liking it as much as I do. And now I'll show you how it looks on the iPad. As you can see, I've got my iPad connected to my Mac, and you can see the screen of my iPad here. And if you compare those two screens, where I have the iPad here and I have Craft underneath, there is some similarities between the two, and that's the goal of Liquid Glass, where all the apps on all platforms pretty much looks the same. And so if I go on my iPad here, you can see that I can expand the menu there, and the kind of this little animation is is what Liquid Glass brings, as a more playful experience, I would say. I can expand the tags here. I can expand the folders. I can expand all the document that has been starred. And when I'm going on the all documents, for example, there's the plus sign here where I can create a new document. And thankfully, they added the new document from a template. It's not related to Liquid Glass itself, but it's one of the improvements that we've got in 3.2.6. This is something that I was asking for a long time. And so you can tap on that, and then you will be able to select one of your templates, or select from the collection of the templates that are available from the Craft website. And so if I go in the, I'm going to search for a document, let's say where I want to look at this document. If I want to make a change, you can see here the drop, the insert can still be dragged anywhere. On the iPhone, the experience is a little bit different. And so I can insert some text here. I can select the menu, which is pretty much the same. If I just delete that. So it's a really nice way of adopting Liquid Glass on the iPad too. I like it a lot. And now I'll show you on the iPhone. Again, it's a little bit different, but pretty much in line with everything else. And now on the iPhone, I have the Liquid Glass version running on iOS 26.0. So this is the bottom tab bar where you can select the home view. You can go on the tasks view. You can go on the calendar view. As you can see, I don't use daily notes in Craft. And you can click on your settings so that you can have the settings on your device. So if I go back to the home view, I can select this document, and again, you will see that the look is very nice. And at the bottom, the tab bar will kind of group together the features that you can use. So on the iPhone, if I want to insert a new text blocks, for example, I have to tap on that portion of this tab bar here on the left and drop it where I want to start typing the text on my document. So and then you just hit this and I can delete. So it's a little bit different on the iPad and on the Mac. I can also insert some files, scan a document, do some live text, insert from the gallery or the camera, and more. And so that's pretty much the implementation of Liquid Glass on the iPhone. If you don't like Liquid Glass and you want to revert to the previous release, or if you want to the previous look, you can go in the settings, in the transparency, in the accessibility, you go in the display and text size, and you can reduce transparency, and it will pretty much disable Liquid Glass itself. And if you go back on the app on Craft, you will see that there is some bottom bar where you won't see anything underneath the user interface controls. This might be something that you prefer, but personally, I would say that on the iPhone and the iPad, I did select to reduce transparency because I'm not a fan of the new glass effect, because it's hard in many occasions to read content on the user interface controls, but it's a personal thing. So I'll go back here and back in. I think there's a bug in Craft. Try again to open Craft, see if it goes away. Yeah, I think there's a little bug here. So that's Craft and Liquid Glass. Again, I think they made a great job here, and I love it. Now I want to come back to some comments I made regarding tags in Craft in the previous video. In Craft 3.2.6, they made some improvements and very important improvements to tags. And also I want to make something clear about how you can find tags in your documents depending on where they are located. So I have created a top secret tag where I did apply it on a few documents in my Craft environment. And I want to show you how I can find this, all the occurrences of this top secret tag. So the first thing I can do is open the quick open view, and I can type the dash top secret tag, if I can type it correctly. Top secret. So as you can see, there is the tag itself that it can find, and there's also some blocks where the tag can be found. There's this place here in the one of a collection. There's one in the daily note, in a document, and also inside a page inside a document. The thing here is that we don't have any previews of where the tag itself is located. I thought they were going to fix that portion, but they didn't. What they did fix though is if I pin a tag here, the top secret tag on the left sidebar, I can do that by managing the tag that are being pinned on the left. If I click on that here, you'll see all the occurrences where the tag itself can be found. And if I hover the mouse over the result, the number of occurrence counter, you will see that the top secret tag has been found in this document here, in this daily note, in this document here, and also in this page. If I click on that here to locate it, you will see that this top secret tag is at the top of the page, and this page is inside the document that I showed you earlier in the video. So you can surface, you can bring back pages where the tags can be found, and this is the example here where the secret tag has been put at the top here of the page. One thing though that you won't be able to find with tags are tasks. I did, if I click on this task itself, I don't have any tag, but if I type top secret, it doesn't recognize that as a tag itself, so it won't work here. If I go in this document, there's this this is the tag I was looking for earlier. So if I go in the in this document, this task itself, where I can enter, you will see that it's not a tag, and so for some reason you won't be able to tag your tasks in Craft yet. So this is something very important. If I go in the again in this portion here, I click on this document where I have a tag, the top secret tag. You will see that this is a collection of all the videos that I'm working or I've been working, and you can have the tag in the document portion of the collection item. So that's fine, it works great there. So this is an improvement that they did with 3.2.6, where now you can have a better contextual information presented for all the tasks that can be found in your documents. And I think it's a good improvement. Now, if you depend on tasks for your Craft usage, they made some improvements to that. Many were a long time requested. If I go in the task view here, you will see that there's the inbox view, which is this current view here. You can also see the tasks for today. the upcoming task. I don't have any upcoming task, and which has a scheduled date or a deadline date, and I can have all the tasks in this in my environment, and so you can just act upon each of those tasks here by changing the dates from there. As you can see here now, I have a upcoming task because I changed the date here. I can bring it back to today. Again, I will see that today. Upcoming is now is empty and all the tasks. So this is one of the improvements that they made in this release regarding tasks. Collections also receive important updates, which is mostly about adding new field types. One of the use case I'm using collections in Craft is for building a kind of a database of all the video recorded or that I'm working on related to Craft or some other things. And so I'm going to change this collection here and see if I added field. I have regarding the number field, now they added the percentage and a currency data type. So if you are doing some financial related stuff, there you go. Also, if I click on this type of field, and you will see that there's the email now and a phone number. I did not test those extensively. I'm expecting that the phone numbers will react correctly to international area codes and all that stuff. Regarding email, I do have another collection that I'm not going to share here because it's more personal, but I do have a text field with an email address in it. I did not test converting a text field into an email field, but I would expect that the data would be converted because I don't want to re-enter all that stuff. I might test that, and I'll post my result in a comment underneath the video description. So that's the change they made. The relations are still in beta. It's been a long time. I think it's been like that since the introduction of the collections. So that's the change they made. I did test the use of a tag field here, which is a text type. And if I go in this specific record or item, collection item, I did enter my super top secret tag here as a simple text, and it's not recognized as a tag like here. So it's not working, but I'm guessing that eventually they will be adding a new type of field to support tags, and we could then have a lot of workflows and use cases where we could filter collections items based on tags. But I'm guessing that we could maybe achieve the same result by using the tags in the content area, but I did not test that yet. So that's the improvements regarding the collections. One quick note regarding converting a text field into an email field. You get a warning saying that by converting this type might result in actually the conversion to work if it's possible. So I did the conversion and it works perfectly. So yeah, you can convert a text field into an email field if the content is actually an email. So there's that. The last thing I want to cover in this release of Craft is the adoption of a specific feature of Apple Intelligence. This year, Apple decided to make available their LLM model on device and accessible from third-party applications like Craft, which means that instead of using a cloud-based model like ChatGPT models or any other models that are supported within Craft, now you can use the Apple Intelligence model that is running on the device, which means that you could be off the internet and just have a airplane mode and work with Apple Intelligence with the Craft Assistant, which I think is a good thing. It was already supported with the use of DeepSeek model, but if you don't like DeepSeek because of being train and related to any Chinese related stuff that you don't like maybe, now you can use the Apple Intelligence model. So what I'm going to do here as a demonstration, I have a document that I have saved with the wonderful Craft web clipper. And I want to summarize and work with that document with Apple Intelligence. What I'm going to do is to use Apple Intelligence and also compare it with the ChatGPT model supported, just to see how the results compare to each other and the speed of execution. I'm using a Mac Mini, M4 Mac Mini, so it's a pretty fast device. I did not experience that on the iPad or the iPhone, but this is a fast device, so I'm guessing that the speed would be more than satisfactory. So I'll invoke the assistant, and the first thing I want to make sure is that I'm using the right model. So I'm going to select the drop down here, and also use the Apple Foundation model, which is the official name of their Apple Intelligence model on device. And then I'll just select the summarize in one sentence prompt and wait for the answer. So you see it's pretty fast. So I'll insert that at the end of the document, and I'll repeat the process with the ChatGPT model. So I'll again invoke the assistant, make sure that I'm using the right model here, and I'll select this summarize. As you can see, it's a little bit faster, and the thing is, it's going on the cloud, and it's faster on the cloud than using a on-device model, which is somewhat surprising. And I'll insert that, and I'll let you compare those two texts. But again, if you want to work offline, there's a solution now with the support of the Apple Foundation model, and I think it's great. By the way, I'm still waiting for Craft to add support for ChatGPT 5 model, even though the improvements has been seen as mostly marginal. But yeah, I would like to have that added in the future. So that's the last thing I wanted to cover in this release of Craft. Again, thank you for watching until the very end. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel so you don't miss any upcoming videos. I plan to do more this fall, so stay tuned for new content from me about Craft. So see you guys for another one soon. Bye.